Abisiafo, the period that is Semahodwa Ekoso Ewe Mangana Masay. So Sisiano, a lot has been said and a lot has been done. But any no inti Yawaha. Right now no Yawaha because of Chief Justice Torkono. Because the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, on any penny for Nina, Aqua Junkrom some person unifero, but it seems not possible. And I'm so Amakopimu away ICC arbitration. I want to see a same way. I could be a Muslim. I could be brave. Me and Casamity are no mentiasia, but it seems to me one particular best audio. I bet you won't see more amount. It's me person myself baby break. Come you could see answer no. Myself be add your or subscription to your TV. Make sure so be add your comments, your likes, and please share our videos to a whole lot of people. Say very obviously we your echo so you come and say each one you go to must share with us.
Interesting, very challenging, and very engaging, because it is actually an attempt to get the Supreme Court to reflect upon our Constitution at the time that it was made, developments that have transpired thereafter, and whether the Constitution must be steeped in the grounds of 1992 when all these issues of internet and diverse information, wherever was hardly an issue. And now, when you file a process, it is transmitted worldwide. And against the background of the supposed secrecy that processes and proceedings in the courts were supposed to be conducted, against now that you file a process, everybody hears whether indeed there's a continuing need or justification for us to bind ourselves with the constitutional dictates or the requirement which intended that certain things must be done in utmost secrecy until the outcome or the results or the judgment. So that's the issue that is really now engaging our attention, whether there's a justification for anybody insisting that things must be done in camera, when before the camera hearing, everybody knows what is outside. It's a joke. I mean, that's my view. It's a complete joke for us to pretend that in the era that we find ourselves, anything can be done in secrecy at all.
That anything can be done in secrecy, but just because you made mention of that point, what does the Constitution say?
No, the law is clear, at least it's found in the Constitution. I'm not quoting provisions and whatever, but I'm very familiar with these things, that this type of proceedings ought to be heard in camera. And by camera hearing, it means that beyond and besides the persons and the judges who are directly involved, nobody must see the processes, nobody must comment on the processes, nobody must have a way of knowing what is going on, kind of. But that's very funny if you just oppose it into this, I mean, realities. I mean,
so do you think the existing realities, just before Sweetie comes in, the existing realities would be conducive for a public hearing of this nature?
Especially so. I honestly believe so, because everything is out in the press. Everything. Everything. So therefore, the pretense or the attempt to have an in-camera hearing is a joke. I mean, it's a joke. It's something that we are all pretending about. And I honestly believe that the request by the Chief Justice to have this matter heard, for everybody to know what is going on, to bring out into the public domain everything, so that at the end of the day, justice is for the people and by the people. Justice is for them. Everything that we do in the court is intended to buttress and to deepen their faith in our democracy. And indeed, I mean, the traditional rule against public hearings, where in matters that affect public decency, in other words, I mean, sexual, whatever, suits and the rape and things like that. But even now, judges are hearing some of these things in the public. I mean, everything has changed over time. And I think that at the time that the 1992 Constitution, we may go back to 1992, see the background from which we came from and all of that. And in 1992, I don't even know, I don't believe 1992 was an adult. I don't believe there was anything called internet. I don't believe there was anybody who contemplated, anticipated that time was going to come that anything can be broadcast from America to Ghana through, text and stuff like that. So, to the extent that we have a constitution that captured the events of 1992, it's about time that we told ourselves that any attempt by anybody to hold on to the forms and the substance of things in 1992 is a big joke. That's the long and short. And I understand Dami's application to reflect this sentiment, this feeling, that it's about time, even if the Constitution said it, everybody knows what is going on. Everything has been published. Look at the commentary. Indeed, as a matter of law, even all the publications that the people are making, it's against the constitutional provision itself. So what is the pretense? Why do we say that these things have to be done in camera when everybody is commenting, everybody is talking about it, when even matters that in court, traditionally, they are not for public discussion. They are not for public commentary. So what is it that we cannot do by not hearing this matter in public?
It's interesting. People will stretch it and ask you to what extent can't the public discuss it and what exactly are the stipulations of the Constitution. But Sweetie.
Yes, and Mr. Pencil, aside that one demand for in-camera hearing or not, a lot of arguments pouring in suggest that the Chief Justice's move to go to the Supreme Court backed by lawyers is a, quote, provocation. And I'm quoting former director of Ghana School of Law, Kweku Ansasari. He said the move is a provocation that flies in the face of constitutional governance. To which he's saying that she should have gone to the Judicial Council, not go to the Supreme Court backed by lawyers. Help me understand what's going on here.
I found Kweku Ansasari's commentary very interesting. I find it very interesting. It is life is dictated by circumstances, by things that are going on. And I don't even understand Kweku Ansasari's position at all. Because her office is at stake. It is true we've got a General Legal Council that has got a way of resolving matters. But this is a case where the president has made moves that are intended to remove her from office. When the president has invoked that power of his under the Constitution, which may lead to her, removal from office, I'm sorry to say that if Kweku Ansasari's argument is to suggest that the Chief Justice ought to go to the General Legal Council, I fear that there could be no legal basis for his suggestion at all.
In fact, he joins us on phone right now, and so let him respond to what you just said. Mr. Kweku Ansasari, thank you for joining the conversation.
Yes, madam. Welcome. Yes.
Is that Mr. Kweku Ansasari?
Yes, please.
Okay, we were just discussing the statements you made, I believe, yesterday on PM Express, describing the move of the suspended Chief Justice to go to the Supreme Court backed by lawyers as a provocation that flies in the face of constitutional governance. It doesn't appear Mr. Pencil agrees with you. Who just dropped the line? Oh, unfortunately, Mr. Pencil.
I am on it.
Mr. Pencil, go ahead. I wanted him to respond to what he just said, but he's dropped the line.
I really wish that he could defend his position with legal arguments. But right. I can only say that the Chief Justice has not committed any error, whether in procedure or in substance of the law, when she invokes the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court to make a determination on what the president has initiated against her. If at all, at the end of the day, when the Supreme Court delivered itself of its judgment in this matter, if for no reason at all, to serve as a precedent so that to guide us all of us as to any future course. Don't forget that this is the first time that there has been any move under the 1992 Constitution to remove the Chief Justice from power. And therefore, as far as the legal precedence is concerned, within our jurisdiction, I would say that it's without precedent. But what happens in what's going on will serve as a great lesson for all of us. So for that reason alone, I think that there is some basis for the Chief Justice's action.
Okay. And Mr. Pencil,
if you look at the initial bid in respect of an in-camera hearing, is there any breach specifically? Just give me a straightforward answer. Per the Constitution, is there any breach?
Any what?
Any breach of the law?
No, I wouldn't say so. You know, these matters, this is not the first time that a matter affecting in-camera hearing has come up where the public have already entered into the debate and so forth.
Right.
I was trying to recall one of these two cases, but I remember Justice Benning. He had delivered one of these judgments in which an attempt has been made